Namaste to everybody. The person next to me requires no introduction. He now has his representation in parliament also from this city, that is Mumbai, a city that is dear to both of us. And we've got some phenomenal memories from this city that's given both of us a lot. But my first question to you, Piyush ji. First up, thank you very much for joining us here at the Mumbai Tech Week. So big round of applause that he's made the time for that. But my first question is, आप Mumbai AI कब करने वाले हैं? When are you going to make Mumbai the Mumbai AI as it's written here?
ऐसा है कि AI के बड़े connotations हो सकते हैं. अभी I finished a round of discussions with my European Union counterpart, and I didn't realize it, but in a way we use AI even in our negotiations. Because I suggested to him कि ये बच्चों की तरह स्नेक्स एंड लैडर करने के बदले कभी आप दो चीज़ें दो, हम दो चीज़ें दें, एक चीज़ विड्रॉ करें, फिर झगड़ा करें 6 महीने. Let's go all in. And I didn't realize all in is also AI. AI has potential to augment our lives, augment India, augment the way we live, make it a better future for all of us. AI is all about aspirational India, and what I see before me is the true strength of India. Believe me, पूरी दुनिया आज भारत के साथ इसलिए engage कर रही है क्योंकि आप सब हो. They see talent in India, they see skills in India, they see we produce the highest number of STEM graduates, without which AI would not be complete. By the way, 43% of STEM graduates in India are women, our sisters and daughters. And clearly, the world recognizes that our engagement with technology is faster, smarter, and deeper than any other part of the world. Our young children work hard. Our young children are willing to accept big challenges, and therefore I think clearly for India, AI is a marathon. We're going to rapidly keep expanding our footprints in AI, and the city of Mumbai will benefit as more and more of us, particularly the startups and the techies in this room, come up with innovative solutions to help India and Mumbai become a better place to live in. For that matter, technology today can encompass every walk of our life. And I would encourage all of you, look at your day-to-day life, look at the lives of the people around you, look at the businesses around you. Each one of you has in yourself, in your mind, the potential to support our effort for ease of doing business, for ease of living, and to make India a developed country, a prosperous country, where 1.4 billion Indians have a better future. And therefore, our goal is an all-inclusive India, an all-inclusive Mumbai, where all individuals have a future where the aspirations of every Indian are met with the collective energy and effort that you bring to the table.
So you can see the AI reference and the dimensions that he's given: all inclusive, all in, all Indians, all of Mumbai, that's phenomenal. But we're going to come back into artificial intelligence, and I'm going to ask you. You said it's a marathon. Are we slow starters? Have others gotten ahead? And does the world actually perceive us in the AI realm as someone who can make AI their... because I just want to say that ChatGPT, DeepSeek, America, China. So in the head, they are ahead in the AI game. Is that true or is that false?
Well, I think end of the day, I don't know about you because many of you are very young. Probably Anand is also very young, but when I first learned computers, 45 years ago, I remember being told that computer definition is best understood as garbage in, garbage out. AI is no different. AI is only as powerful a tool as the data that's available to process and come up with ideas or solutions. And a country of 1.4 billion people, a young country whose average age is less than 30 years, a country with the kind of talent and skills that each one of you in this room and beyond has, a country of knowledge, skills, which are not just of today, but go back generations and have a legacy which we are all proud of. I think the world's AI journey will be incomplete without India. Many countries recognize that. Therefore, in even our free trade agreements, in our trade negotiations, AI figures very prominently. Digital engagement figures very prominently. Data privacy, free flow of data, our engagement with data localization, the regulations around data usage, which will obviously include AI. These are matters which concern the whole world. And these are matters on which I can assure you, India holds a very, very prominent say in the world. We are the fourth largest adopter of AI in the world today. I dare say no effort to bring AI at the center stage of our lives could be complete without some Indians playing a role somewhere along the chain. And therefore, your capabilities are well recognized, and India will be at the forefront of the AI age, as many people choose to call the day that we live in today.
But Piyush, you would also appreciate that we need to create and we need to become the AI hub, not for somebody else, but for ourselves. So as policy and as far as creating an environment where entrepreneurship in the AI field also flourishes in Bharat, what's being done?
Well, I think if you look at the last 5-7 years, the government has been engaged with stakeholders of this ecosystem. We came out with the Responsible AI for Youth. We've come out with our AI for All regulations or mission. We have come out with a national AI portal probably a couple of years ago, or 4 years ago. We already have an India AI mission through which we hope to spread the message and empower our youth. So for us, AI is a reality which we don't shirk away from, but we wish to adopt. We wish to get the best out of it for you and for all of us. And going forward, while AI will play an increasingly important role in the nation's destiny, growth, future, better quality of life for all of you, I suspect that end of the day, it's still artificial. The human mind has created it. And the human mind will always be superior to artificial intelligence. And therefore, the relevance of each one of you, with your brilliance, with your thought processes, with your sentiment. After all, AI cannot have sentiment thrown into its workings. All said and done, AI can also pick up the wrong data points and come up with very ridiculous outcomes. So end of the day, I would urge all of you that whatever you may do with AI, remember that the human mind will always be one step ahead. The human mind will always have a role to validate whatever comes out of AI, and therefore each one of us will be increasingly important to the development and growth of AI in the world.
Now, there is this entire tightrope between AI being the ticket to efficiency or the ticket to redundancy. I know you touched about saying that the human mind will always prevail. How do you in government and how does government see this? Because you would want to democratize AI, you would want to localize AI, you want to actually improve lives, and on the road to a Viksit Bharat, AI will play a key role. But how do you manage this, walk this tightrope?
Anand, over the years, we've seen several revolutions. We've seen the Industrial Revolution, one, two, three. We've seen computers coming in and a lot of debate around that time about job losses and what will happen to accountants and what will happen to our youth. We've seen newer and newer ways of transport, logistics, technologies coming in to help us make our life better. I remember when we first heard of 3D printing, people had started saying it's doomsday for manufacturing. So these are bogies that will keep coming. My own sense is smart people and smart nations. And you know, with Prime Minister Modi at the helm of affairs, India, the world recognizes today as a smart nation, with a smart leadership, with contemporary thinking and a modern outlook. So we are going to be at the cutting edge of technology. We are going to be at the forefront of adoption of AI for wider public good. But at the same time, we recognize it will involve reskilling, retraining, rejigging our business processes, all of which will lead to more efficiency, all of it will lead to a better way of working. I just saw somebody maybe eating a pudding or maybe a cake, piece of cake, which is not shared with me. But, and she's smiling away to high glory right now. But tell me, AI can maybe help even curate a good menu or maybe even a recipe. But end of the day, वो माँ का प्यार तो उस खाने में नहीं जाएगा. वो बहन ने जिस तरीके से छौंक लगाया सब्जी में टेस्ट लाने के लिए, वो तो उसमें नहीं जाएगा. और ब्रिज कैंडी की ग्रिल्ड सैंडविच हो या महावीर नगर की के गोलगप्पे और पाव भाजी हो, उसमें जो ह्यूमन टच है वो किसी हालत में एआई कभी रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकता.
That is very reassuring, but I'm also going to push you a little on this. Is the government thinking in terms of policy and regulation? Because you said we need AI to help as an enabler, but it should not increase redundancy. It should not increase the possibilities of a hostile takeover of technology in the future. So, is the government nimble in its policy and regulation? Because Parliament में एक चीज होता है, like I'll hold the mic. By the time a regulation is formulated, then it's debated, and over multiple adjournments, and then eventually a bill is passed, finds passage. Technology is so dynamic, AI, this world is so dynamic, that those laws could be redundant by the time they come into fruition. So how are you going to tackle that?
So now we have our friend Anand, and just imagine if instead of Anand there was an AI clone or a machine here sitting and asking me questions.
That could soon happen, sir, the way things are going.
I don't think so, because you're modulating your questions from my answers because of the mind working quickly. But a machine would only be able to think clinically in a particular direction. I don't think the human mind can ever be replaced. And therefore, I'm not so much worried that regulation has to be debated, well considered policies have to be prepared, because policies done in a rush, particularly in a sensitive subject like data privacy or ethical use of AI, we really need to have more wider debate. We need to engage with all the stakeholders, and while technology may keep evolving, I think the good part is this is a nimble government, this is a forward-looking government. I remember the first data protection law that we came out with did not respect the free flow of data. But after stakeholder consultations extensively, our second version is recognizing free flow of data and encouraging that we engage with the world from a position of confidence, not from a point of weakness. So India today, you know, right now as we speak, We are engaged in almost 7 or 8 discussions with major developed countries around the world. तो मैं अभी किसी को फोन पे बता रहा था मेरी आज के दिन गाड़ी 7 ट्रैक पे चल रही है. And I'm always juggling and I have to be very sharp and make sure that मैं UK का ऑफर EU को नहीं दे दूं या ओमान की बातचीत UK के साथ मिक्स अप नहीं कर दूं या जो मैं चिली और पेरू के साथ बात कर रहा हूं वो मेरी ऑस्ट्रेलिया डिस्कशन में नहीं आए. तो it's a world where you have to be really on the ball, on the job, with your mind open, even though you sleep at 4 o'clock in the night.
Correct.
You got to remain very focused on what you're doing. I don't think I can imagine that the kind of negotiations we are doing, the kind of work that happens in your newsroom, any AI will be able to replace. It'll supplement our effort.
Yes.
It'll help us with data. So, for example, I was on a call with another country's counterpart where a particular fruit came up for discussion. Now, while the VC was going on, and I had my phone there, I was quickly able to get the information I needed because that fruit, I didn't know offhand whether it's made in India, whether it's imported in India, what's the consumption of that. It just came on the VC out of the blue. But by the time he finished talking, I had a fairly good idea about the tonnage that we produce, the states where it is grown, the quantity that we import, the countries from where we import that product. And I was able to respond as if I'm an expert on agriculture and that particular fruit. So I think it's an enabler, it's a powerful tool. And once we all use that as a tool, we'll only be able to make the aspirations happen faster and our Amrit Kal journey to Viksit Bharat more efficient.
No, but again, the same thing. In terms of today, we've got smartphones which are listening. So when you talk, it translates. So you can voice text a message, not just a voice note, but voice text a message. You can voice note in text. That means instruments are listening. People don't know to what extent it's listening. And that software is being built by somebody who may not have that data stored in our country. So there is this aspect of data vulnerability, data sovereignty, data protection, cyber security. It's a huge ambit. And that's why I'm asking, is our thinking nimble enough to say we're going to adapt the policy, the regulation, to be able to adapt to these changes overnight?
I would suspect we are, but I'm open to suggestions from anybody who's participating in the Tech Week. I'm open to suggestions from the media, from experts in this field, from lawyers. I remember Nishit Desai, who's a very prominent lawyer in Mumbai, talking to me 5 years ago that all of these things are coming up and we really need to be on the ball and get ourselves ready to have the regulatory framework to adopt AI and make sure we don't fall behind the race. I confess that while I didn't act immediately, but very soon we realized its importance and the concerned ministry has been truly engaged with all stakeholders. And I do believe इतना ज़्यादा चिंता, pessimism और tension की आवश्यकता नहीं है. The country and its leadership is very capable and competent to make sure that data sovereignty, data privacy, ethical use of data, and also the advantages that flow from data can all be leveraged smartly. And ideas are welcome. Suggestions and inputs and engagement are more than welcome. And I can assure you that just like take any of our policies, when we came out with the National Education Policy 2020, it took us more than 5 or 7 years of 5 or 6 years of preparation. We had started the work in 2014 and nearly 300,000 stakeholder responses and feedback were acknowledged, thought through, acted upon. In most cases, engagement was there with the suggestion giver, And only then we came out with a policy. And I dare say, even the media, who's normally quite critical, or the opposition, of course, now that I've said it, maybe the opposition will start rising, but nobody, even our worst critics, our absolute political opponents, who often make faux pas with almost everything when they open their mouth, even they have not had an issue on which they could criticize the national education policy. Similarly, on every aspect where we are working on, be it the Waqf bill, I mean, Waqf is a law that was being misused like anything. People's private property and people's possession, people were being dispossessed of their properties, of their belongings, and it had to be right size. But still, when we came out with the law, we engaged with all stakeholders. We have further improvised it, and
No, I understand participation, consultation. When it comes to Waqf, when it comes to education policy, it's long term and the textbooks are there. But did the NEP code in the probability of AI? Now, when ChatGPT emerged, they said, oh, this is the next big thing. Overnight, a DeepSeek just negated chat. I'm just saying, basic example.
Sure.
I'm just saying from a policy perspective, Piyushji, I'm saying, are we thinking in a way that we can overnight amend policies to be able to protect Bharat's AI interests?
Absolutely, very confident about
You're confident about. The other thing is, do you see Mumbai as a place that churns out techies, or do you see Mumbai as a tech hub that not just churns out techies but also creates an industry?
Look, I come from Mumbai, and this is the city that drives innovation. This is the city that provides capital. This is the city that provides enthusiasm. This is the city that is equally comfortable when we have Coldplay performing here or Beyonce performing here as we are when we have the Tech Week. This is the city which provides the capital without which all the rest of the technologies around the country may not be able to really do much.
Correct. The capital is here, but the tech hub is not Mumbai. So, do you have a
चलो लगता है अभी हम सबको कुछ करना पड़ेगा, हाँ?
करना
This
चाहिए
is
कि
a
नहीं करना
challenge for all of you. We've got to make Mumbai the tech hub of the country.
चाहिए? You have Piyush Goyal as an MP from Mumbai. He is the Commerce and Industries Minister also. And he is someone who is open to, so kuch to ek, that's why I'm trying to say, is there something in your vision next 4-5 years?
Anand is looking for a headline.
No, sir. My headline question has not yet come. It's coming now. But this is for all Mumbaikars. Because
I think what happens is in every walk of life, there's a certain effect of being in clusters. So like the financial capital, why do we call Mumbai the financial capital? Because capital or those related to the capital, to equity world or to the finance world tends to coalesce in Mumbai. Advantage is that there's peers around you of the same field. You can poach people from other companies, which happens very often. So you will see that if there's a jewelry street, Zaveri Bazaar, then all the jewelers will be in one street. Kapda Bazaar, all will be in one street. We have started Bharat Mobility. We have started Startup Mahakumbh, which is probably next month. We have started Bharat Techs. What's the thinking behind it? A one-stop shop. So everybody in the country and the world knows that you go there, you'll have variety, you'll have choice, and you'll have competition to give you the best deal. Like that, Bangalore and Hyderabad over the years picked up technology and did become tech centers. Then Gurugram came along the way. Pune was always an engineering and manufacturing hub. So you have the best auto equipment, auto companies, auto components. We have a lot of manufacturing base in Pune. Each city, each cluster has its own strengths. But if you challenge us, I can tell you Mumbaikars can do anything.
So can we
So
have
we
a
can
tech
move
street
the
in
tech
Mumbai?
hub from
A tech
Bangalore.
bazaar, a tech street where all the tech hubs start coming here in Mumbai. So on the one hand, you have the capital and the investors. On the other hand, you have the tech
Well,
makers, tech
given,
producers, tech innovators, tech companies.
I can tell you one thing. With Devendra Fadnavis as the chief minister of this state,
And Piyush Goyal as the commerce
and he's
minister.
one of the most progressive chief ministers the country has ever seen, next only to Narendra Modi. With the kind of infrastructure that Devendra ji is creating in Mumbai, with the kind of passion that Devendra Fadnavis brings to his job, the way he has already made Mumbai the startup place to be in the country, and almost number one, the fact that the world's largest investors want to be in Mumbai, the fact that the highest FDI comes to Mumbai. I think today evening I'm meeting him and I'm going to seed this thought. Infrastructure of Mumbai will make Mumbai a compelling case to bring the tech world here. We all know the kind of problems in Bengaluru. Communication, transport, logistics. You spend half your life only traveling from your home to your workplace. Whereas Mumbai will have the largest metro network. Our trains, which are our lifeline, are always on the move. We have culture, we have history, we have technology, और सबसे बड़ा रुपया. You've not seen that movie, I think. You're all too young. हमारे time की है.
The whole thing is that कि सबसे बड़ा रुपया, and it's all there in Mumbai. So now comes
You don't know how to say it properly, Anand. The whole thing is that कि
भैया सबसे बड़ा रुपया. So now comes the other question. So you're saying Mumbai can have its own tech street. It can have its own tech bazaar, or a place where the equivalent of a Zaveri bazaar or a Kapda bazaar, that be a hub which will become a tech hub for innovators. The other question is, how big do you see the AI business, or the scope of AI? How big can it become? From
By
your
the
own
way,
estimate.
just to add to the previous point, Mumbai is the place where the international fiber optic, the underground cables, have a landing zone. So for AI, what we talk in terms of data centers, investment in data centers, the hyperscalers, Mumbai is the preferred destination. They can't go anywhere except Mumbai. If you're looking at hyperscalers in a big way, if you're looking at the Googles and the Microsofts and the international tech companies wanting to have a base, they have no option but to come to our dear city of Mumbai. So I can assure you, you are going to see hundreds of billions of dollars coming into data centers. Devendra has already allocated place in Navi Mumbai for large-scale gigawatt-level data centers. And I promise you that now that you've seeded this idea, I'm going to talk to Devendra. Maybe we'll create a small group of youngsters. Harsh, take the lead, put together 4-5 guys, and guys and girls, and let's put together a paper which we can present to Devendra Fadnavis. North Mumbai can be the starting point.
I was waiting कि कब आएगा.
And by the way, we have the creators of this beautiful center
जी.
in Mumbai. उनके ज़हन में घुस गया कि मुंबई को AI सेंटर बनाना है, तो दुनिया की कोई ताकत नहीं रोक पाएगी
वो बोल
मुंबई
के
को.
गए, आकाश तो बोल के गए अभी थोड़ी देर पहले. Has he not said that we've got to make India the hub for AI?
चलो आकाश और हर्ष मिलके इसको आगे बढ़ाएंगे.
चलिए, एक बात ये. But you say if it is hundreds of billions of dollars, so then, in parlance, and I'm not so well versed, there is screen AI and then there is dimensional AI. So, do you believe AI merits this, the status of an industry? Can AI get the status of an industry? That's my headline
ये
question.
दुनिया कहाँ से कहाँ चली गई. आनंद नरसिम्हन अभी तक वो पुराने घिसे पिटे उसमें लगा है, स्टेटस ऑफ इंडस्ट्री और किसको इंडस्ट्री टैग मिला, किसको सर्विस टैग मिला.
AI को इंडस्ट्री
वो-
स्टेटस मिलना चाहिए कि नहीं मिलना चाहिए? हाथ
वो-
खड़े करो. कितने
वो-
लोग हैं? पॉलिसी वाइज,
नहीं,
गवर्नेंस वाइज, एग्जीक्यूशन
उसका
वाइज,
कोई-
एवरीवन.
आपको जो टैग देना है आप दे दीजिए बॉस. एंड ऑफ द डे व्हाट मैटर्स इज वेदर यू आर सक्सेसफुल और यू आर नॉट. ये इंडस्ट्री टैग का जो भूत है ये बहुत आउटडेटेड हो गया है. क्या होता है कि सबको लगता है इंडस्ट्री टैग मिलने से कोई बहुत बड़े बेनिफिट्स मिलने वाले हैं, राइट. इंडस्ट्री टैग एक ज़माने में था कि बैंक लोन इजियर मिलेगा, थोड़ा कंसेशनल इंटरेस्ट पे बैंक लोन मिलेगा. देयर वर दोस टाइप ऑफ कॉनोटेशंस. फ्रैंकली आज के टेक के ज़माने में it just doesn't matter what tag you give it. What matters is our mind. What matters is mind over matter. And what matters is our ability to engage and compete with the best in the world. कोई टैग देना है आप दे दो. मैं आज ही अनाउंस करता हूँ जो टैग देना है.
टैग
हमारा
देने के
टैग
लिए
होगा,
थिंकिंग, मैं थिंकिंग की बात करूं कि विल यू थिंक ऑफ AI
हमारा
एज एन
टैग
इंडस्ट्री?
होगा सक्सेस. Success is the only tag we will give to AI in Mumbai. And I can assure you, all of us in this room are so confident in our abilities that कितना भी कुछ बाधाएं आए, कितना भी कुछ समस्याएं आए, उस सब के बावजूद भारत के युवाओं में इतनी शक्ति है, युवा शक्ति इतनी तेज है, इतनी काबिल है कि वो कोई चुनौती को फेस कर सकती है और चुनौतियों में से अवसर निकाल सकती है. तो मुझे लगता है जो टैग देना है आपको, इंडस्ट्री टैग देना है, दे दो. कौन सी AI कंपनी बैंक से लोन लेने जाती है? कोई नहीं जाती है. उल्टे इंडस्ट्री टैग दे के आप इंस्पेक्टर्स को अपने घर बुलाओगे, क्या फायदा होने वाला है?
That's a nice way of saying, yeah, take it, but do you really want it? See, you can only have someone like
What
Mr.
is the success story of technology in the country? In a way, आप सॉफ्टवेयर इंडस्ट्री को देख लो. टेक इंडस्ट्री भारत में सक्सेस हुई, एक तो कारण यह है कि पूरी दुनिया, मतलब वर्ड मेरा यूज करना ठीक नहीं है, एक जिस पद पे बैठा हूँ उसमें शोभा नहीं देगा, बट पूरी दुनिया वो एस्ट्रिक्स का हम पढ़ते थे ना, एस्ट्रिक्स और ऑब्लिक्स का.
Yeah.
The sky is going to fall on our head. Have you guys read that?
Yes.
Or that is also our age, not yours. Jesus Christ, what's happening here? You guys are थोड़ा यार एस्ट्रिक्स ऑब्लिक्स को
Yeah.
circulate करो.
Use
My
AI
favorite comic.
AI to bring back asterisks.
Yeah,
and
get
obliques.
AI to bring back asterisks and obliques. AO.
The sky is
But
going
you
to
know,
fall
there was
over.
this comic series in which the fear in the Gaul village in Italy was always that the sky is going to fall on our head. Y2K was one such fear. That also, you guys are the millennia age people. But in the year 97, 98, 99, the whole world thought at the turn of the century, on 31st December 1999, 12 midnight, all technology is going to collapse. And they started preparing to face that apocalypse. And Indian IT companies got a hell of a lot of work. And Infosys and Wipro and all of them really thrived from the Y2K moment.
They just rewrote the code. That's all. Back-end calendar code was rewritten.
And
It's
after
already-
that, the software or the IT industry never looked back. But one of the defining features was they kept the government at bay. IT industry कभी सरकार के पास नहीं आती है, हमको बुलाना पड़ता है. वो कभी कुछ मांगती नहीं है, बोलती है सरकार से दूर रहो और देखो क्या सक्सेस स्टोरी है. तो मेरा तो आप सब से भी यही आग्रह होगा, be independent, stand on your own feet, self-regulate is always better than government coming into your lives, and you'll do a far better job. You'll all be far more intelligent in your work, and you'll all be far more innovative in your work, and you'll all be far more successful.
Like the Prime Minister said, the government getting out of business, and he's walking the talk there. Ladies and gentlemen, Shri Piyush Goyal.